we haven't even been saying this the last couple of episodes. The Halloween Extravaganza.
Oh yeah,
Correct.
Halloween movie Extravaganza.
Where we're trying to chug through as many Halloween movies as we can.
Yeah.
At this point.
That's what it is how many can we do?
How many can we marathon? Today, we talked about the long-anticipated House of a Thousand Corpses.
But did you even introduce the show?
No, because
Or us?
if you're listening, you should know, and I'm trash. That's why.
Okay.
That's Luke.
Hello.
That's Natasha.
Hi.
I'm Vox.
Hello.
And this is the Pick and Flick It podcast.
It is.
How's that?
That was pretty solid.
Should I just cut the beginning and start there?
Might as well.
Okay. Today we are speaking about discussing, analyzing, critiquing,
Analyzing.
and we're also analyzing
We're critiquing.
House of a Thousand Corpses, the one and only Rob Zombie House of a Thousand Corpses, because they haven't remade this one yet, right?
That'll probably be announced next week. Sid Haig's too freshly dead,
Yeah,
so I
too
think
soon,
they gotta
too
wait.
soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
It just came out like 15 years ago. Why do they need to remake it already?
That was a joke.
I know, but
Welcome to Hollywood.
I hate it.
Hello, I like money. So I had seen this movie one time in middle school, like right when it was pretty much coming out, because I was in middle school 2006, 7, and 8. So it was like 2007, I think. So it was 2 years after it came out. I think the hype train was kind of dying down. It was becoming more of a cult classic, if you will, because let's be honest, there's some hardcore followers of this movie
Yes.
and the trilogy.
Well, if you would humor me for a moment, if you don't know, I also run a movie review channel called Confused Reviews.
What?
I know. Can you believe it? But
Oh my god.
this is actually my first time talking about anything Rob Zombie's ever made.
No way.
Yeah, so this is... I thought the
We're really
cherry...
popping the cherry.
The cherry was going to get popped with his controversial, to say the least, Halloween movies. But I'm actually rather excited that this is my first time to discuss the weirdness and craziness that Rob Zombie's movies are.
So, have you been requested to do the Rob Zombie movies before?
Yes.
Because I know you get a lot of fan requests,
Right.
which is what we are still waiting on. So,
Please feel free.
So if you're listening,
We'll
you
probably do it.
drop a comment. We'll probably do it. Absolutely.
I can't say for certain, but I'm sure. I know they've asked for the Halloween remake, which I will do one day
Okay.
because I'm very strongly opinionated on that. I'm not
Okay.
going to say either way.
No, don't spoil it.
But Rob Zombie's, should we call it a style?
It's very much so a style.
People
Yeah.
have said it's its own subgenre of horror altogether. Is his movies?
I can kind of.
I'll give it to him.
I'm kind of walking on that side.
Obviously, we were talking about how he's known as the redneck Tarantino to
God.
a lot of people, which I can see that. I get why they draw that comparison.
Sure.
But I was doing some research today, and I would call his genre hellbilly after his album.
Ooh, good one. Good reference.
Yeah. That's how I would describe someone.
Are you a fan of Zombie's music?
Yes.
I think we kind of talked about that
Right.
at one point, but
Well, my perspective on him changed a lot after he was on Joe Rogan, which is what we talked about.
see, and my appreciation for
Mm-hmm.
him changed even more after I saw him on Larry King.
Okay.
Because I saw him on Larry King now, and he is an interesting fella.
He is nothing like I expected him to be. Because you
No.
look at his music videos and you see how he directs his movies and
Yeah.
how he writes them.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, this guy's probably like Ozzy Osbourne level fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And he's just like a real down-to-earth, chill dude. And you're listening to him talk, and he actually knows what the fuck he's talking about.
Yeah, very educated.
Which blew my mind, because then you watch some of his movies and you would think like he wrote this off of an experience he had at like a truck stop at 3 a.m. So I don't know how he became this way, but I definitely don't disdain him as much as I'd say I used to.
I would say that you're kind of on the right track as far as the Ozzy Osbourne level of crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But and just to compare it to that, I think he's on the Marilyn Manson edge of intelligence.
Yeah.
Because if you've ever listened to Manson speak, he is also very, very intelligent. He's very intellectual on what he's speaking about, which heightens my level of appreciation for
Right.
someone who's like, by the way, I'm not an idiot. I just like weird shit, which is like, I mean, if any movie wraps up weird shit in a nutshell, it's Thousand Corpses.
House of a Thousand Corpses.
For sure.
I feel like they just threw everything that they could think of into this movie.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, that's what happens a lot of times with first-time directors. Like, if you watch, just off the top of the head, Sam Raimi and, like, a bunch of ones that have eventually gone on to do big things, you can tell in their first even couple movies that it's like, I don't know if I'm going to get another chance at this. Eli Roth is another example with Cabin Fever.
Yeah.
Let's throw everything I can into this one movie because this might be it.
Okay.
And that's...
sense, yeah.
Was this his first movie?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you know how this movie came about?
Please enlighten me.
Allow me to educate you. So... you're going to love this.
Okay. All right.
Thousand Corpses came about when Universal, which is a big company, I would say.
So,
I don't think I've ever heard of them.
They've made a few movies,
Yeah,
I think.
a little bit of a
They
following.
came to Mr. Zombie with the opportunity to create a house for the Halloween Horror Nights event.
Okay, so sidetrack real quick. Last year,
Mhm.
we went to Universal Horror Nights,
Right.
2019, and there was the House of Thousand Corpses house there, and they had a whole Rob Zombie walkthrough.
Right.
It was cool.
Well, so that's how it started.
Okay.
Was they came to him and said, "Let's do this.
Yes.
You're fucking weird.
Yeah.
Let's let you do a fucking weird thing." So he didn't really have much to go off of. He made up the title first, and then went from there.
Okay.
Which it's a great title. I don't.
Yeah.
It doesn't come near to that number of dead bodies
That we know of.
that we know of.
Right.
I mean, it's possible watching the movie if you counted.
I don't think there was 1,000, but we'll see.
Well, we'll get into that.
Right. But here's where it gets spicy. Is this movie's pretty batshit crazy. Spoilers for this nearly 20-year-old movie.
Yeah, jeez.
If you haven't seen it, what a trip it is. But once it was test screened, they said it was so vile and gross that they didn't even want to release it anymore.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
So they dumped it. They said, forget it. We're not doing it. So he had to play studio roulette and say who will release my movie that I already made.
Yeah.
And Lionsgate eventually
Lionsgate
stepped up
grabbed it,
and released it, which is weird because, like you just said, they've since come back on that and said, here, we'll give you a house and all this stuff.
Well,
and
when you have a name that's plastered on something, and then later on that name gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and that's why I said at the beginning of the show, cult following is an understatement for this movie now. Because when it was released by Lionsgate, people were like, okay, Rob Zombie's doing movies. All right. And his music fans went and saw it.
Right.
You know, his fans from White Zombie went and saw it.
Well, because he's definitely not the first artist turned wannabe filmmaker.
No, not at all. But I think that right there, Universal fucked up because Rob Zombie has a huge following in his music. Like, why would they not get on top of that? Because metalheads stick together and they go and do all this weird shit, you know? So that's their bad. That's their bad.
I think that's pretty stupid, especially considering the movie was finished. Like, I could understand if, you were, talking with them about the idea and then you decide, we're not going to go through with this, but the movie was finished.
Right.
What do you have to lose at that point?
They've probably lost a fuck ton of money from not.
I can
taking that.
probably list 5 movies off the top of my head that Universal backed wholeheartedly that were a shitstorm. Not only just offensive or grotesque, but bad in general.
Right. The Fast and Furious sequels you're talking about, right?
Yes. But I'm also talking about the numerous sequels of Transformer movies.
Is that Universal?
Yeah,
Right?
I'm
Oh my
pretty
God,
sure.
I didn't even think about
The
that.
millions of Despicable Me and Minions movies.
Yeah, the first one's great. Stop making them after that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
And what's weird too is if they were so against it, companies a lot of times they have subsidiaries, and so they'll release it under a different banner.
But still, it's still part of that company,
right?
You know,
so either way, you're not gonna lose out on anything. That's what I don't really understand.
Well, I'm glad that this was able to be put into a different kind of limelight, especially under Lionsgate. Lionsgate did Saw, didn't they?
Sure. I'm not.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm not sure.
I get excited every time I see Lionsgate because it means that was this kind of lower budgeted movie that they're really throwing onto the horror shelves, because Lionsgate doesn't really do anything serious, let's be real.
Well, for a low budget or a first time director, they gave him $7 million.
I think he utilized it really
Absolutely.
really well.
But I'm just saying that's kind of blows my fucking mind that they gave him so much.
Yeah, absolutely. So we could dive in here. My first note on this was Rainn Wilson and Chris Hardwick
Yeah.
equals awesome.
Why didn't we get a buddy cop comedy with them? I'll never know, but okay.
So there's really strange over and underlying tones on this movie because the overtones is like it's supposed to be kind of freaky and scary, House of a Thousand Corpses, but the underlying tones are like super slapstick comedy, really fast, like almost what's that Canadian show that everyone loves?
Letterkenny.
Yeah, really Letterkenny back and forth, like chop chops,
real
you
real
know?
quippy, real talkative.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that, and especially in the first like 15 minutes of this movie going through.
Yeah.
I was like, you know, we witnessed Captain Spaulding getting robbed, and he's just like, "Listen here, you motherfucker."
Well,
like,
we're gonna get back to the opening because that's fucking terrific. But you know what the two things Rob loves most, right? In his movies,
tits and ass,
yes,
tits and blood.
Well, then 3. But he loves gritty, gross gore, some alliteration for you, and painfully obnoxious vulgarity that would even make an Italian gangster upset. Like, he loves to really push it. Like, if you can get a fuck, shit, damn, bitch, any of those in the sentence, you're damn sure he'll put it in there.
I'll be honest with you, there was less cunts in this movie than there was in The Exorcist.
How about that?
You know,
Okay, but you don't have to say the C word for it to be vulgar.
I don't know, man. To make it, what was the quote? To make an Italian
Gangster upset.
Yeah, I mean, you got to start throwing your mama jokes out in order to start pissing off an Italian gangster.
Fuck your
So,
mama.
yeah,
Fuck
you know?
your sister.
Yeah.
Fuck your grandmother.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Captain Spaulding.
Captain Spaulding is without a doubt the best character to come out of this series. I think
yeah.
I think we can all agree on that.
Absolutely.
His back must have hurt from carrying this fucking movie.
I agree, but the sad part is he's only got like 15 minutes of airtime.
Yeah, I was bummed at the end of it that he wasn't in it that much.
Yeah. So that kind of pissed me off. I won't be kind of beating around the
Well,
bush
he
on that
definitely
one.
has a Hannibal Lecter thing where like he's so recognized, but he's barely in the movie.
Yeah, he's got his face is slapped on every poster and every, CD cover and a DVD,
He's a
case.
creepier clown than Pennywise, I think.
Yeah, but Pennywise is not even that creepy of a
No,
clown.
I think
Don't say
Pennywise
that.
is creepier.
The It stands are gonna fucking murder you.
But no, Vox, it's a great movie because the CGI looks like it was done on Windows Movie Maker.
I mean,
Sorry.
it's okay of a movie. I mean, not that we're going to go into it right now, but I just don't think he's that creepy. I agree that Captain Spaulding,
Yes.
what makes Captain Spaulding creepy is that he only paints the front half of his goddamn face.
Yeah.
So anytime he turns to the side to get a side profile, it ends at his ears. Not to mention
He ran out of paint.
I can only imagine what the fuck that guy's breath smells like because in the entire movie, every time we see him, he's got like some kind of nasty cigarette hanging out of his mouth. He's munching on chicken wings, and they're black and yellow teeth.
Yep.
Oh,
So
God.
I
Yeah,
can-
it makes me nauseous to look at his teeth.
Yeah, so I can only imagine. And that to me, that's the grotesque part. And I think that's kind of and I've said it time and time again, that's the kind of shit I look for in a horror movie. Just the gross,
I know
grimy,
exactly what you mean.
dirty. Like
Just get this man some fucking Colgate.
Oh my God, I was all about it. But then this movie tilts a little as far as the making goes.
Okay.
There are over-the-top, strange editing in the most annoying positions,
Yes.
and it does not keep my attention and interest in between the scenes that are not doing this.
Yeah, when it does the cuts and it's like a bunch of people, like it's like different colors and yeah.
And
It'll
that's-
replay the
Yeah.
same shot.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we're in the beginning of the movie still. I mean, this is the first 20 minutes of the movie. Captain Spaulding's giving the murder tour to these, group of small, adventuring young adults. And
Speaking of that, would you guys, if there was something like on a roadside attraction, would you guys go to something
Absolutely.
like that?
100%.
Yeah, I would
I
buy
would
the
too.
chicken wings too.
He sold me on him.
Yeah.
Well, that happens even before that too. During the robbery, when Spaulding's kind of, I forgot his name, but his like
His
right
little-
hand man,
yeah, his little dude.
he
Wait,
like busts in, and it's
the
this,
big guy or the small old man that he was chatting back and forth with.
no, the crazy looking guy
the
who's
big-
wearing the mask.
The
yeah,
guy who pushes the
yeah,
guy. Okay.
yeah. He
I didn't want to say the R word, but the R word.
rambunctious.
Yes.
He when he comes in, it like replays the shot.
Yeah.
And like that's the only bad part of that whole scene, I think. And then after that, the visuals are both super irritating and kind of intriguing. Like I can't look away, but I'm also like, I would not have done this. myself.
Yeah.
So it's up in the air for me.
I would say that those visuals can be fine used in the right time and placing in the movies. When the one that I thought that was really cool that stuck out to me is when they start the murder tour and they go through and the big doors open up and it does the mirror. So you see Spaulding on each side. And that's kind of cool because it's like, okay, you're going through a fun house and we're also telling you about serial killers. Mm-hmm. That's a good spot to use it. For some reason, when someone shows their titties after getting their throat slit and it just plays in like distorted mode and
Right.
upside down and sideways.
It looks like one of his music videos.
Yeah, stop it. I get you did acid in college. Make a horror movie.
Well, this is the first time he opened an editing program and saw that you could change the saturation and the
really
color.
excited.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
He just couldn't decide on one, so he decided to use them all.
So basically, in between where we see the murder tour end and this rambunctious group of what are they doing? They're traveling around cross country
They're
to
writing a book.
write a book
about
Sightseeing
roadside attractions
with-
or
yeah.
something.
So basically, from the end of that point to, I mean, halfway through this movie, I didn't take any notes because it caught my attention the whole time.
Okay.
Like, I was in it. I was in it. You know, they basically go to a place that they think this rumored Dr. Satan, who is told by Captain Spaulding where his grave is, or a tree. Okay. And they get caught up by these crazy
The Fireflies.
hillbilly family and get in a whole bunch of trouble and then get murdered. And,
Yep.
And let me tell you, that was kind of fun. We got really anxious, or I got really anxious when the mom was kind of like flirting with the guys, and she's kind of gross.
Karen Black.
Yeah.
That's her name. She's something.
Yeah, she's
Which-
kind of gross.
That
but-
was a different chick. Skipping ahead to the next one.
yeah, it's a
Yeah,
different.
we'll,
different
we'll talk.
actress.
I have
had-
a
Okay.
suggestion for the next one.
Yeah.
But
Tosh made a good point on the mom. What were you saying that she did a really good job at like grossing you out?
oh yeah, she did a good job of like making you feel uncomfortable, like while she's trying to be like sexy and seductive.
'Cause
Yeah.
she's got like
You
her-
were like on edge.
Yeah, her titties
Yeah.
are popping out, and she's got pink lipstick on, but her teeth are rotten, and she's like kind of licking herself and trying to flirt with everyone, which made me
Yeah.
really gross.
I wasn't a fan of. Oh my god, what was her name?
Tiny?
No, her.
Baby?
Oh, baby.
Baby.
Yeah, baby.
I wasn't
sorry.
a fan of her laugh and her acting. this movie.
Yeah, really over top.
Yeah,
and,
it
and
just-
really obnoxious. But I
Yeah.
think that was the way that the character was kind of laid out to be.
Right. Well, obviously that is
His
Sheri
wife.
Moon Zombie, who
Yeah.
they were dating while they were making this, and then by the time it came out, they were happily married.
And they're still married.
I think she's
Yeah.
gorgeous. She's really pretty.
She is,
She
but
is very
Baby
pretty.
as a character
Oh, no.
is very hit or miss. Sometimes I get like a kind of Harley Quinn like
Yeah, I hate it.
yeah, the laugh.
yeah, which I like, but then
No.
a second later she becomes the most annoying character ever put in a movie.
My problem with this whole family is they don't. I feel like there's only one person that knows he's a psychopath. Everyone else doesn't know whether they're psychopaths or not. I mean, we got Baby, who is, like you said, either Harley Quinn or straight shooting. Mm-hmm. We got the mom, who is just like,
Crazy.
Think she's hot shit.
thinks she's hot and not really crazy, just kind of like, oh, how's it going?
All over the place.
We
I
have
guess, yeah.
Tiny, who is a giant morphed mutate.
He was 7'6".
Yeah,
so-
I mean, big boy,
That's a big boy.
real big boy. Doesn't talk, just kind of like, okay, obviously birth defects fucked your life up. We have Grandpa, who is normal as all can be. He wants to watch TV. He says fuck you to his grandkids when they're not listening, and he wants to eat. And then we have I wear a wolf head and drive a tow truck man who doesn't say much, and he just is like, yeah, your car is done. Have fun. And then
Okay.
and then there's Otis, who knows.
Who's Otis?
He knows he's a psychopath. The actor who
Bill Moseley.
Thank you. Been in a
He was
bunch
Chop
of
Top
stuff.
in Texas Chainsaw 2, as well as
Yeah,
a million
that's
other things.
right.
Yeah, he's. This might be my favorite thing. Like his character is a total piece of shit.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
He's got a real rapey vibe to him in this one, and
Yes.
then the next one it just completely fucking goes off the rails.
We're gonna drop that. So
But for this movie, all my notes are for Otis. Literally says Otis rocks.
yeah, I really liked his character in this.
Yes.
Like, he knew he was a psychopath. He acted like a psychopath, and every line that he had was convincing me he was a psychopath. Like, everything he did. Going back to the baby thing, she was either like, I'm gonna cut your fucking head off, or hey bitch, don't touch me, like when they're fighting in the circus scene.
It's like when a little kid tries to act tough.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of like, okay.
I get it, baby, like she's supposed to be like
right.
the immature kind of like, you know, kind of back and forth, but that really threw it for me. Obviously the people try to leave and escape.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't help.
After the dinner scene, which was very reminiscent of Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah,
I
for
mean,
sure.
hell, one of the characters' names is fucking Grandpa. Like,
and even if we look way forward into the future on the video game ends of things, that we can tell that the most recent Resident Evil game got really big influences from both Texas Chainsaw and from this movie, because there is a dinner scene where you're strapped to the table,
which I don't know anything about.
Right,
that,
but
so.
there's a whole scene where it's pretty much the same thing. They're trying to force feed you rotten food, and you know they're kind of gross. And there's Grandpa and Dad and crazy little brother and psychopath, you know.
And Captain Spaulding comes out, and
it's really. I mean, you could see the influences.
Yeah.
Which was great for me because I was like, cool. I haven't seen this movie since fucking middle school, so I was really excited to see that. They all die pretty much. We got Rainn Wilson, who gets turned into Fish Boy.
Fish Boy.
I don't know. One girl makes it out just at the end of the movie get grabbed by Captain Spaulding.
But so my next note, and we're gonna jump a little bit, is the cop execution scene is absolutely amazing.
Okay, well then, real quick before we do that,
do it.
I wrote a top-notch joke for Fish Boy.
Okay.
I guess Dwight was the big tuna after all. Thank you. Okay. All right, back to the cop.
All right. So that scene where the cops finally go out and they investigate, find the car. That's a dead
Walton
body in the
Goggins.
car. Yeah.
Who is always a treat to see.
He's kind of like the hard-edged badass. Anyway,
yeah.
So.
He's just a little baby in this one.
Yeah, I know, right? So they're going to go out, do that, find the bodies, blah, blah, blah. Leads them to this house. They go to raid. They're talking to the mom. She says, fuck you, and shoots. Well, the little young cop gets put on his knees. And that scene is so well done. I mean, that almost stretches suspense to the point where I was like,
get on with
just
it.
Kill him already. You know? And Tosh, that was the only jump scare I saw Tosh have.
Yeah, that was the only jump scare I had.
Yeah.
Was your millennial showing with how long it was?
Waiting for him to get killed.
It was getting there. It was getting there.
You were like grabbing for your phone.
Yeah, it was getting there. But I was just like, because it goes, the scene's really cool. It's really loud, goes into slow motion, and then he's on his knees, gun to his head, and it pans out. And it keeps panning out, and it's completely silent. There are no noises that are happening until the gunshot. And I was just like, well done. I really liked that. I was really excited about it.
You know what part? I don't know if this is before or after, but when the girl is escaping and Dr. Satan's like assistant was running after her, and the boulder or the rocks start falling because he pulls out the pillar of the house. That was just really bad.
We're getting there. That's where my next is, because we were writing, because we started talking at this point.
Yeah, that was in like such slow motion and so bad. That was painful.
I will say that is the last good part about this movie. This movie starts to go downhill after that. It really fast.
It really snowballs.
Really, really fast.
The last good note I have is that I said the look of the professor was cool, and he was just another wasted opportunity.
The professor?
He had like the red shit going on.
The one with the...
with the gas mask?
Yeah.
That was a professor?
That's his name, yeah.
Oh, no shit.
I thought he looked really cool, but...
So...
Yeah.
To wrap the story here, one girl survives out of the group, and they put... Oh, no, two guys. Chris Hardwick's character survives, too. And there's, like, some ritual scene going on where they get dressed up in bunny suits and put into a coffin and then lowered into this thing?
3 of them survive. All 3 of them survive. Besides, Dwight's the only one that... Rainn Wilson's the only one that
does he have a
doesn't
name
survive.
in the movie?
He's got to.
Dwight?
Yeah.
But he's the only one that doesn't survive. The other 3 are all put in bunny suits, and then one of the girls runs away, and that's when baby kills her.
Oh, see? Started to lose me. I wasn't paying attention.
I watched this movie
catch.
today, and I already have kind of forgotten most of the ending. Yeah.
So, okay. So, anyways, they get put into a coffin and lowered into some kind of oil well or something
like that,
Yeah. And people come out of the oil mud and pull them in, and one goes and gets sucked into the mud and is gone forever. And then the other one gets led into these catacombs. And this is where I was going to argue with you a minute, because if you look, when she's running down the hallway of the catacombs, there's a bunch of skulls like everywhere.
Okay,
so that's where the 1,000 corpses comes in.
I more so meant like you don't see it that like I was just being annoying.
I think that's where the long stretch of trying to compare the movie and connect it to the story comes in. But anyways, I fucking hated this. I mean, this is honestly terrible. Dr. Satan is one of those other things that are being kind of like, it's hinted at in the beginning of the movie, and then they dangle it like a fucking carrot in front of you until the very end, and it's only 2 seconds that you see him. The professor is one of the most obnoxious and annoying horror characters I've seen since fucking Hellraiser 4 or whatever what's the ones that had the goggles and the bunch of wrinkles?
All of them?
Oh, is he in all of them?
Maybe. I'm not really sure which one you're referring to.
Oh, man.
What Cenobite are you talking about?
He has goggles like embedded into his head. That's what it at least reminded me of.
Most of the sequels, they just kind of all start to look the same.
Yeah, so it could be of any of them. But I
mean, there was a dog Cenobite at one point. So,
anyways, obnoxious.
Yeah.
Absolutely obnoxious. And every time they showed from his point of view, they played the same annoying sound of electronics, like he's trying to like focus on where she's going. And it's super...
Like trying to zoom in on her.
Yeah, super...
The radar.
Fucking annoying. I hated this. And then we both had the same note because we started talking at this point. He, like, smashes into the wall for some reason and self-sabotages his, like, chance to grab the girl who's running away and gets covered in boulders.
Yeah, it's very weird.
It's like 3 minutes long.
Oh, yeah.
Probably not, but it's
all in
way
slow
too
motion,
long.
though. And it's ridiculous.
The finale, it just falls into utter chaos and is completely stupid. That's how I could have to describe it. Is like the beginning of this movie starts off really promising, and like I forgot how much I liked it.
Yeah,
that whole first scene.
Yeah,
I'm watching it and I'm like, okay, I'm getting into this, and then the show ride scene happens, and I'm more amped up. I'm like, okay, this is really doing something. And then it just kind of falls apart. Just kind of, it goes from like, could have been one of the best horror movies of the early 2000s, I feel like.
Yeah.
And then by the end, I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'm not getting that time back.
Yeah, they totally could have done more with the ride and with the museum and stuff, and they just totally missed it.
So, my last note on here was just, it was going really well until this ritual scene, and then it all went downhill really, really fast. It was very bad and very confusing ending with no explanation at all. Mm-hmm. And that to me, and I know we've talked about that several times on the show, if you're not explaining things by the end of the movie, I'm a little sad. And that is going to bump some numbers off the score for me.
And it's not even like you have to explain everything.
No, not
obviously
at all.
A good movie should make you think.
Yeah.
But when I have no idea what the fuck just happened, something ain't right.
And a good example for that is Midsommar.
Yes.
Like we were like, what is going on in this entire movie? And then at the end, it was kind of like, here's a little sprinkle.
And then it ends and you're thinking about
it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not left hanging, you know? This movie, I'm left hanging. We saw Otis in this awesome face paint with black and cross and like a skull
he
thing.
does. He gets
and he's
all
so
decked up.
cool.
And
He's got this outfit on. And that's like the last time we like see something cool like that. And I was like, why? Why are you disappointing me, Rob Zombie? Why you do this? You know?
Why you do this?
But that was it. That was the end. That was my note. Oh, 2 things. This movie has now started another tally. The Tasteful Booty tally.
Okay.
So I put 3 tasteful titties in this movie. There was a lot of titties.
Yes.
But
yeah, barely any of them were tasteful.
Right. I put 3 tasteful titties because I think that the intro had, and it was really like, kind of like dancing chicks and kind of artsy. Thought that was like a couple tasteful titties in there. And there was one other that I can't even remember. And then when we see...
Might be tasteful, but it's not memorable.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry to disappoint.
The booty comes from Baby, because we see her booty twice. The first one is just like a crack, and then there was another part where it was tasteful. So...
It was just a crack.
If I ever, if we get to the point where we're watching, I'm going to make this a thing. We got the tasteful titties and the tasteful booty. And end of story.
Yeah.
Just always got to objectify women, don't you?
That's not objectifying women, for crying out loud.
Weren't there naked dudes in this movie, too? Am I misremembering?
No, I think I would have written down a tasteful tasteful dick.
Maybe not.
No.
But all I know is that it also had that generic last second failure ending where you get that.
Oh, I know.
Where you get that. Oh, they made it. Oh, just kidding. Gotcha.
And I liked that the title card at the end. It says "the end" and then a question mark.
Ooh, how mysterious!
I can't believe there's gonna be a sequel to this movie.
Do you think they're gonna make another one of these?
I don't know, man.
We'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see if this one does well.
Yeah. Do you want to give Tasha a shot to explain our rating system?
Tosh, explain to us how we rate things over here.
So is it the pick it or flick it?
Pick it
and flick it? Oh gosh. Okay. So
how long have you been on the show?
I don't know. I still don't know.
5 seconds.
So we decide if we think that you should pick it and watch the movie, or flick it and not watch the movie.
And
then we rate it on a scale of 1 to 10.
Boom.
Because
variety.
Well, I always say
why? Because
sometimes we could say don't watch this movie and still give it a good score because of how it's done, or vice versa. We could say definitely watch this movie, but it's still a pile of shit.
Well,
okay.
If you're giving a movie a good score, I feel like you should tell someone to watch it. I don't know.
Not me. Mr. Luke,
hello.
Would you pick it or flick it?
I'm pretty conflicted.
Yeah.
Yeah. You see what I did there?
Yeah.
I'm still kind of unsure on what I think of this movie. Honestly, I've probably seen this about 5 times.
Okay.
This was the first I think of his I've actually seen, if I'm remembering correctly.
Sure.
It was either that or the Halloween.
Okay.
And there's stuff I really like in this movie. Like a lot of things I really think could have gone for it. Obviously, Sid Haig is the best part, without a shadow of a doubt.
Sure.
Captain Spaulding is a great character. I think the three of them, when they're together, they really do some magic. Otis, Baby, and Spaulding are all pretty decent characters. But man, this movie just kind of it crumbles in on itself.
Yeah, it does.
Pretty quick.
It does.
And therefore, I'm gonna have to say flick.
Oof.
I'll give it a 5 out of 10.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Tasha.
I'd pick it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's worth the watch for sure.
What's your number rating?
I'd say 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is. I don't want to lead into the next video.
Okay.
But I did change two things.
Okay.
I initially said flick it. I initially said this is not. Don't even like. This isn't something that I would be like. You have to see. But I changed that to pick it because I really appreciate, especially now, because I am, side note, working on a really low budget horror film, and it's his first film, and he's really trying hard.
You're editing it.
I'm editing it, yeah. And I'm really excited for him, and he's really excited to get it out, so I'm doing my best with it. I really appreciate how downscaled this is, especially from some of the movies that had a way bigger budget that were way worse that we've been watching this month. So I'm gonna say pick it. I think it is worth at least.
This isn't like a terrible movie by any means,
no.
and it's not unwatchable. I mean, a 5 is middle of the road for me. That's
sure.
Average, I'd say. But that's only because of the things that it does wrong. If you just watch that opening scene, I give that an Academy Award. I don't even care.
My numbers also changed.
Okay.
I initially was a 6, but I bumped it up to a 7.
Ooh.
Yes.
I'm excited for the next one.
Yes. So we're going to lead into the next one, and we'll see from there.
So, Tosh, what do you got for us?
Why was the corpse sad?
Don't you dare.
Because they took him off laugh support.
Thank God. I thought you were going to say because Tiny fucked a stump.
Oh my God.
I wanted to say it, but...
Why was 6 afraid of 7?
Because Tiny fucked a stump.
Because 7 was a sex offender. No, okay.
Oh my god. Okay, so to just throw it in at the end of the episode here. We went into the bonus features on the DVD when we were watching. Do you know this?
There aren't any.
No, there's a whole bunch on there.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, because
we got the collector's edition.
Well, all the behind the scenes like stuff was lost.
Well, there's a bunch of stuff on there.
Okay.
But there's this thing that's literally just called Tiny Fucked a Stump.
Oh.
And I feel like we overlooked Tiny here a little bit because he's
no one can overlook Tiny.
Right. Because next to Captain Spaulding, he's the best character. I'm sorry.
Absolutely.
So, anyways, it's literally Spaulding, Baby, and Otis standing in front of a camera with like a green screen background, telling knock-knock jokes.
Oh, I have seen this. Yeah.
And the end, every time there's like, it was like banana who? Tiny fucked a stump. And it's just like, it's cringy. It is so cringy.
It's not. It looks like a little kid's talent show, but with like
murderers.
Yeah, it's really bad. So, Luke, give me something good on the leaf.
Don't throw everything you have into your first movie, because if it's good enough the first time, you'll get to make another one. Okay, all right, first time filmmakers.
That one
okay,
time
bye.
You do a thing.
That you would just
have you seen that?
That you could do anything. That you could do you so much that you could do anything.
That's why I wish we had video for this, so you could just clip that in. Have a good night.